shine. See the signs, it's on the line. Once again, we gon' make it rain. It's on the chain. It's game on. Game on. Don't stop. Game on. Game on.
It's Game On. Presented by Bank of Hawaii.
And a very pleasant good evening from Simplify Arena at Stan Sheriff Center, where it's a new year and a new season of Warrior Ball as the University of Hawaii Warrior Volleyball team hosts the Ramblers of Loyola Chicago in the season opener. And this is Game On, presented by Bank of Hawaii for Rainbow Warrior Volleyball. Hi everybody, thanks for joining us on this Wednesday season opener, Hawaii Loyola Chicago. I'm Scott Robbs, along with a couple of national champions and former Rainbow Warriors, James Anastasiadis, and the most recent Rainbow Warrior to graduate, Kana'i Akana. Welcome to the crew.
Oh, it's an absolute pleasure to be here.
Yeah, looking forward to a brand new season. Should be a lot of fun. Things actually got underway a couple of months ago in the fall of 2023. This UH men's volleyball team took an international trip. They went over to Japan, and let's find out what they did in the Far East.
Yeah, I really thought it was a good time and a good opportunity with 9 new guys on the roster to, do some team building, spend some time together, and at the same time get a great cultural experience, educational experience, and play some high-level volleyball. So really good trip for us.
First of all, we're very lucky to be able to go to these places. Places like Japan are places that everyone wants to go. You don't always get the chance to go, especially with your team. So I think that it helped us a lot, both on the volleyball side, where we got to play against some high-level teams there, and figure out our rotations, our systems and everything. And then on the part outside of volleyball, where we got to bond together, we got to spend 2 or 3 weeks together, both in California and Japan. So that was some very good time for team building.
Great to see Cole. We did go to Osaka and played against his team and got to play against him. I think he was as happy to see us as we were to see him. And actually, he was just here last week too. He's back had a little bit of a break, came home and came into Gym One and hung out for a little bit. So really good to see Cole, and he's doing a great job playing professionally in Japan right now.
All right, pull up a seat on the coach's couch. It is sponsored by Heineken. And James and Kana'i, I'll start off with you, James, because in 2019, the last time Hawaii traveled internationally, you were able to go to Japan as well. How much do you think that helped the team that season?
It helps a lot. It's an incredible experience because, one, a lot of people get to travel out of the country for the first time and experience a new culture. But 2, from a volleyball standpoint, you get to see different styles of volleyball. I think that's where we improved the most, and Joe Worsley did an incredible job trying to imitate that really fast offense that Japan runs. We learned a couple X plays, running 2 balls over the middles. We even introduced a slide after Japan with Dalton Solberg. It's a really big eye-opener to see different styles of volleyball and just get to talk to coaches and other players from different cultures and see what works for them.
Kana'i, that's what I would think more than anything. The takeaway probably is just the cultural experience more than anything.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's a great cultural experience, and you're doing it with these new teammates, right? It's a very new team, a lot of new players. So, when they go through those highs and lows that any new team's going to face, right? They have that bonding moment, that chemistry that they've built on this trip to rely on.
Well, we'll see if it pays off for Hawaii here this season. Well, it is the season opener, and today, actually, the new AVCA Top 20 poll. Yes, it's now a Top 20, no longer a Top 15. The defending national champs are at the top, UCLA, and then you see a trio of Big West teams, Long Beach State, which is also favored to win the Big West this year, followed by Hawaii and UC Irvine. Ohio State checks in at number 5. Tonight's opponent, number 10, Loyola Chicago. The other 10 there, you see a lot of familiar names. Pepperdine, UC Santa Barbara out of the Big West, CSUN out of the Big West as well. And rounding out the top 20, it's George Mason. But kind of interesting that this sport has grown, and that's one thing Charlie always has preached, that he wants to grow the game. Well, the game has grown to the point now where they've actually gone to a top 20.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible to see. And I talk about it with my kids right now all the time. It's like, I remember when I was getting recruited, I emailed all 32 schools that played men's volleyball. And now to see that there's a top 20 ranking is just incredible. And it speaks to the popularity of volleyball and how exciting this sport is. And I just want to see it grow even more.
Now, when you say your kids, not your biological
Not my
kids.
biological kids, the kids that I coach out here in Hawaii.
What about the growth of this sport?
Yeah, the growth of the sport has been absolutely incredible. I mean, fastest growing sport in NCAA men's, of athletics, right? So when I used to go to the mainland, I'd say, oh, what are you here for? I'm here for men's volleyball. They said, I didn't even know men's volleyball existed, right? So it's just incredible to see the growth of the sport.
Yeah, pretty exciting. UCLA #1, but as we all know, the preseason poll means absolutely nothing. The poll at the end of the season's the one that matters the most. All right, excitement here in the Sheriff Center for what should be a very, very exciting opening match between two top 10 programs. And the gentlemen that'll be calling the action are courtside. We throw it over to Kanoa and Ryan.
Hey, thanks a lot, Scott. Yes, next to Ryan Kalesuji, I'm Kanoa Leahy. Happy New Year, everybody. Happy New Year, Ryan. Yeah, it's a celebration. It's a celebration because we are starting the season for this Rainbow Warrior volleyball program, and one of the very few programs here on this campus, every year they open a new season, they have legitimate national championship aspirations. And when you took a look at some of the players for Hawaii, particularly Guilherme Voss and Speos Papakas, that's all they've ever known is playing in national championship matches.
I mean, when you think about it, they have won 2 of their last 3 of the end of their seasons. All they know is success. Last year was a bit of a letdown because they lost in the championship match. And so they've only known being champions up until last year, and you can expect that expectation to remain true going into this season.
Well, a lot of very high-profile losses from last year's roster, and you have to start with the reigning AVCA National Player of the Year, Jakob Tella. And so the challenge for Charlie Wade was, how do you replace that guy? He replaces him, at least it looks like here at the start of the season, with a 17-year-old.
Doogie Howser is in the house here for the Bows. Tread Rosenthal, the 17-year-old, foregoing his senior season of high school, got cleared academically to skip that year to be able to enroll here at UH. And here he is, a 17-year-old, running this offense and trying to fill the shoes of Jakob Tella.
So Hawaii obviously looking to get deep once again into the national postseason, but Loyola Chicago comes in out of the MIVA with similar aspirations. Second-year head coach John Hawks feels like this team is better in terms of the talent overall on the roster than last year's team, which also made some waves throughout the season despite an early exit from the MIVA postseason tournament. Says that maybe we still have a little bit of work to do in putting everything together, but certainly we'll be seeing a lot from Parker Van Buren, who Coach Hawks says might be the next great opposite hitter.
Yeah, already talks about him potentially being on Team USA and filling the void of Anderson on the opposite for the USA team, but that's a long way to go. But it just goes to show you the lofty expectation that this team has of Van Buren on that opposite. He is an All-American, and we'll see a lot of sets tonight.
What would you say are the primary questions here at the onset of this 2024 season for the Rainbow Warriors?
I think it's really about team chemistry. It's a combination of veteran players. You have players like Chaz Galloway, Speos Papakas, Guilherme Voss, and then you have this collection of new players and players who've been in the program, like Aleu Choi and Alakai Todd, who are going to be finding themselves in the starting lineup. And so there's a mix of all these variables. The big question for Hawaii, how can they mold this together?
Well, can you believe it? Here we are. It's that time. It's 2024 for crying out loud. And it is also night 1 of Rainbow Warrior Volleyball. We will have first serve for you a little bit later. Let's send it back over to the corner.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. When we come back, we're going to hear from one of the guys Hawaii's going to lean on heavily, Speos Papakas. It's opening night here in Mānoa, number 3 Hawaii, number 10 Loyola Chicago.
Every year we have the highest expectations from ourselves and from the team. So I think that with the work we put in, we can go really high, and we aim to go as far as we can. And we're setting the bar high, and we're going for it.
Well, welcome back inside Simplify Arena Stand. Sheriff Center, the words of Speos Papakas. His expectations are high, and Hawaii is going to have to lean on him, at least in the early going.
We're going to lean into him a lot. He has been here a long time. He's had some really good moments on the court for us. He's played some really good and some really meaningful matches. He's had some great experience over the summer, training and competing with their senior national team. So yeah, he really is going to be one of the premier players in men's collegiate volleyball, and looking forward to him having a great year for us.
I have embraced my role as a leader for the last 1, 2, maybe 3 years. In the court, I'll do what I always do, just bring in my energy and my passion when I play. And then off the court, just trying to make sure that the younger guys understand the culture of the team and the way that we work here, so they can pass it down to the younger generations when they get older.
Let's take a look at the numbers from the second team All-American a year ago. Speos Papakas out of Greece, played and started in every single match. You look at that hitting percentage, .314, the blocking numbers, 3.38 kills percent. Just a tremendous season for Speos, who also this year has worked real hard on his service game. So he brings that aspect, which was pretty good last year, should be even better this year. But this year you look at the experience, it's on the left side, and he's going to be that go-to guy, you would think, at least until Hawaii really figures out who they are.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, we all know Speos is just an amazing player, dynamic, super fun to watch. The real question that I'm curious to see, and I'm really interested to see, is how will he step up as a leader on the court with his body language, with his positivity, filling in for Jakob and Brett Schuard, those two leaders that recently graduated.
I'm super excited to see Speos play this season. I think he's recovered from the minor injuries that he got 2/3 into the season last year. He started off as probably one of the best players in the NCAA last season, and we saw maybe a slight drop off there towards the end as we got closer to the Big West and the NCAA tournament. But I know he's been working crazy hard with the Greek national team over the summer. He's got a lot of really good international play and meaningful playing time with the national team, and I think he's hungrier than ever. This is his last season, and your last season always hits a little bit different. You know that this is the last time to prove a point. This is your last time to come out and earn that national championship that we know they're still hurting from last year. I think he's going to step up as a leader a little bit more this year, and I'm super excited to watch him play.
You brought up a good point, because about halfway through the season, we're talking about him as being a national player of the year, as you said. It went to Jakob, obviously, but can he carry a team? Is he capable? Does he have the skills to carry a team?
Absolutely. He's got all the skills in the world, one of the best players in the nation. It's really just about how engaged will he be night in and night out. Being that it's his last year, I'd bet money that he's going to be pretty engaged.
What are you looking for him to be even better at this year, James?
I just think steadying out the passing. He's a good passer, but there was some shaky games where I think between him and Chaz could have been a little bit better. The passing's going to be good because I know, and we all know, that he's one of the smartest hitters in the NCAA. He doesn't really bring the ball down a lot into the block and get blocked. He goes for those high hands. He's very good at finding angles around the block. And like you said, we've talked about it. I've talked to him over the past semester. He's really been working on his topspin, and he said he found the secret sauce. So I'm excited to see the secret sauce for the game tonight.
What kind of teammate is he, Kanai?
He's a great teammate. Super supportive, wants the best for you, leads by example most of all, right? Leads with his play, with how seriously he takes his training, his recovery, the classroom. Just a great all-around leader, great all-around guy.
So he's kind of like James here on the side set. He leads by example, right, James?
We're trying.
All right, the excitement's building here in Mānoa, Hawaii. Loyola Chicago will get you ready for it when we return.
Denying access. Chaz rising high. My goodness.
Just minutes away from the opening serve here on opening night in Mānoa. Number 3, Hawaii, and number 10, Loyola Chicago. Here's Charlie telling us what we can expect from the Ramblers.
And they got their go-to guy, Parker Van Buren, who was, All-American last year, national team level attacker. They'll play him some on the left, move him over to the right where he played last year. There's no question he's a dominant 6-rotation attacker. That's going to get most of our focus. And, we're still in kind of that cliche. I'm more worried about our side of the net. We're focused on our ability to keep service pressure on from the service line, how well we receive serve. So we're still very much in, focused on what we're doing, especially here early in the season.
James, let's take a look now at the returning starters from a year ago for Loyola.
As you just heard, Parker Van Buren, an All-American opposite for the Ramblers, who had an incredible hitting percentage at .338 last year. Outside hitter Colton Brooks, a little bit on the smaller side, but very crafty and a very good serve receiver. He had a good season last season, hitting .269. And then in the middle, we have Myers, who had a .467, a pretty high hitting percentage, which will do some damage if they're in system.
And for the University of Hawaii?
And for Hawaii, we have the returning starters, Speos Papakas, who had an incredible season, .314 on the hitting percentage. Chaz Galloway adding 2.48 kills per set last season. And then, of course, we have Guilherme Voss, who did an incredible job, one of the best blockers in the NCAA last season, adding 1.1 blocks a set.
All right, it's time now for the watch list, gentlemen. And James, who are you going to keep an eye on here tonight on the floor?
We've already talked about him, and my go-to is Speos Papakas. I don't think we saw the full potential of him last season. He had an incredible start to the season, but the finish was a little bit shaky. We know he was suffering a couple of injuries, but he's back and healthier than ever. I think he's going to be a big key role player for this team. He is one of the more experienced volleyball players, started at a young age, has been playing national teams since he was 16 years old. He's going to be a big player for the Warriors this season.
Kana'i, how about for you?
My player to watch is without a doubt Tread Rosenthal. 6'9", pushing 6'10" setter, right? Really good at setting, running an efficient, clean offense, but also all the other facets of the volleyball game. He's a great blocker, great digger, especially for his size, and really efficient server. Right, so my player to watch tonight is absolutely Tread Rosenthal.
Yeah, I'm curious about watching him as well, because first off, he's replacing the reigning National Player of the Year in Jakob Tella, who's now playing professionally in Italy. And also the fact that technically he should be a senior in high school. He graduated a year earlier. He's not even old enough to vote. He's 17 years old. But he seems like it's not too big a stage for him.
Absolutely. That's a measure of his past success, right? And all the hard work that he's put to get to this day, right? He's found success in high school, graduated early to come play for one of the best programs in the nation and really get one of the best experiences that you can get in the nation. And he's going to contribute a lot to this program. Big shoes to fill coming up from Player of the Year, Jakob Tella. He's got the potential to do it.
And then also, James, on the opposite, he replaced Demetrius Muklius, another All-American. He's off playing professionally. And then at least getting the start's going to be the 6-year senior local boy, Alakai Todd.
Alakai Todd, I think, is going to do a good job filling in that role this season. He has a lot of experience under his belt. He's played with some incredible players and against incredible players in the practice gym. I think he's been waiting for this moment for a very long time, and I think he has a lot to prove. I've talked to him over the summer. He's put in a lot of work. I think we're going to see some big things from Alakai Todd this season.
We're going to see Kurt Neusner in the middle. We got a chance to see him a bit last year. I like his game.
I do too, and the big thing that Kurt brings to the court, I think undoubtedly, is his energy that he brings. He is like Amber Ajiti for the men's side. He's always hyping up his teammates, and he's always making himself available as a middle. He's very athletic, standing at 6'9", super tall. This might be one of the tallest UH teams we've had in the past decade. So it's going to be maybe a different kind of volleyball we see from the UH offense, but I'm excited to see what happens this season.
Well, one guy that brings the height numbers down a bit is the new libero, Ileo Choi, who bided his time. Brett Stewart, the last couple of years, elected to transfer. He's now the starting center at UC Irvine. But Ileo, when we saw him out there, the guy just works hard, and he's worked hard during the offseason. He's earned this spot.
He has earned this spot. He's one of the hardest workers, if not the hardest worker in this Hawaii gym. And he's been behind one of the most talented liberos in the country, Brett Stewart, for the past 2 years, right? other than that, he's one of the best. Eleu Choi is one of the best liberos in the nation, and I'm excited to see what he does tonight.
Yeah, one of Farrington's finest. All right, guys, we only have a little less than a minute left. What are the keys, in your opinion, for Hawaii to be successful tonight?
For me, it always comes down to serve and pass. Can Hawaii serve tough, serve efficiently, and serving in at a high percentage? And then can they handle the serves that Loyola's putting on them and run a clean, efficient offense?
For me, it's going to be confidence. We have a couple new starters in the lineup. The returners are going to have to help ease that nerve that those new starters might have. And the new starters, they're just going to have fun with it and enjoy the moment of being in that position.
I think we're all kind of curious just to see what this year's team looks like. We're going to find out here shortly. We'll take a break. When we come back, the anthem, Hawaii Pono'i, and then the opening serve on opening night. It's Hawaii and Loyola Chicago.
Through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Hawai'i Pono'i Nana'i Komoi Kalani Ali'i Ke Ali'i Makua Lani E Kameha Meha E Na kaua e palei me ka ihe makua lani e kameha meha e na kaua e palei me ka
Maui strong! Go Bulls! Ladies and gentlemen, by rank, once again, Captain Ikaika Blackburn, retired Battalion Chief Luis Romero, and Fire Engineer Pito Javier, the Maui Fire Department Honor Guard Singers. Give them a nice round of applause.
And with that, we welcome you inside Simplify Arena at Stan Sheriff Center next to Ryan Calais Suji. I'm Kanoa Leahy. Ryan, take us through the Kaiser Permanente keys to the match.
Well, first for Loyola Chicago, it's feet PVB. That's Parker Van Buren. He's going to have a big night offensively for Loyola. And for Hawaii, it's NKOTB. Got the right stop. No, not new kids on the block. We're talking about the new kid on the block for Hawaii. That's Tread Rosenthal. He's got the right stuff here to lead this team and this offense.
Yeah, when you say kid, you mean kid. Just 17 years of age. Won't turn 18 until this coming summer. And he has the lofty assignment of replacing the reigning AVCA National Player of the Year at the center position, Jakob Tella. It will be Loyola to start. And outside, it is Speos Papakas who unleashes for the first point of 2024. The Hawaiian Financial FCU starting lineups will be scrolling at the bottom of your screen. A couple of new additions to this starting rotation. We mentioned Trey Rosenthal. You also have Alaka'i Todd, who takes over at the opposite position, once occupied by Demetrius Muklias, and also Eleu Choi, now the starting libero here for Hawaii to start the season, and he comes up with a two-handed save right there. Here's Hakas, 3 blockers up. Tried to go wrist away, and he misses wide. You will notice Speos Papakas also wearing a different jersey number, went from 23 to 6. Almost LeBron James style, but no, he says 6 was actually the jersey number he wore when he was a kid, and the jersey number his dad wore when he played volleyball.
He's earned the right to change his jersey number. He's put up some pretty decent numbers. If he wanted to change it, he can.
That serve goes long by Ryan McGilligan, who is a sophomore setter, 6'5" for Loyola Chicago, and it is early 2-1 here in favor of the Rainbow Warriors. The preseason, quote-unquote, came a little late in the game. AVCA rankings, the first of the year, released today. Hawaii number 3 in the rankings. Loyola Chicago number 10. So a good top 10 battle here on opening night. Guilherme Voss. That one got dug up, and then he almost came up with the solo stuff. Now the swing by Daniel Fabikovic, and he gets the point for the Ramblers.
And great scramble by the Ramblers. Some unorthodox plays, and we can expect to see that tonight. First match for both of these teams, still feeling their way out. Nice hustle play by the Ramblers to keep that alive.
We'll take a look at John Hawks in his second season atop this program, the 2023 MIVA Coach of the Year, first Loyola coach to win the honor in his first season. Hawaii on the attack. High ball goes to Todd. Fingertips of the block slowed it down. So now right side, Parker Van Buren is blocked. Now they go to the left side. The swing by Jackie Jensen. Hawaii will have a chance to play it back. Rosenthal goes back row. Hakas got it down. The net bounced it in a bit of a different direction, but it still found the floor for a Hawaii point.
And we're seeing some great ball control by Hawaii early on. That's one of the question marks coming into this season would be how would Hawaii be able to pass and play transition as we look at head coach Charlie Wade.
Yeah, Charlie Wade now in his 15th year, 69 career wins. Hawaii 12-2 under Charlie Wade in season openers. And that middle set goes to Jimmy Meinhardt, who gets it down. 6'8" senior from Glen Ellen, Illinois, and he goes off the hands of Kurt Neusterer, who will also be one of the new primary middle blockers for Hawaii. A redshirt sophomore from Indianapolis, Indiana. A little bit of time last year, certainly. Big West Conference all-freshman team selection. But effectively replacing Cole Hoagland as the other middle blocker opposite Guilherme Voss. Speos Papakas looks like he's just picking up where he left off from last season.
Yeah. 2 kills right now for Hakas, hitting 333. Excuse me, 3rd kill, hitting 500. But you can see already that Rosenthal trying to find Hakas early and often here in this first set.
So now Alaka'i Todd back to serve. 6'9" senior from Kailua out of Punahou School. Right side, here's Van Buren. And the dig there by Hakas. The D set goes to Todd, and he detonates. So Alaka'i Todd, this will be another story that'll be interesting to follow here as this season progresses. Hawaii got so much production from that opposite position over the last handful of years, whether it was Rado Parapunov or Demetrius Muklias, and now Alaka'i Todd having to fill that role.
And a different type of set for Alaka'i than what we saw from Demetrius last year. You saw already the higher back set, almost what we used to see for Rado for Alaka'i.
That one goes straight down to the floor. Nicodemus Meyer, they call him Deem, 6'10" junior from Franklin, Wisconsin, in his 3rd year with the Rambler program. So certainly a new look Hawaii team. Charlie Wade, always honest, right? And up front, he says, hey, look, it might take a little time to really figure out how everything is going to come together. And remember, for men's volleyball, in a very peculiar sort of schedule setup, they only basically had a week run-up before this season opener.
went home for the holidays and quickly turned right back around. Of course, they were training prior to that, but they don't have a whole lot of time to get things together, especially with some new players just coming to the team in the last 2 weeks.
Tip shot, diving save there, Eleu Choi. Here's Todd. That one popped up by the libero for Loyola, Matt Oakley. And a free ball coming over the net. Rosenthal with options, goes to Nooster, he's blocked. Rosenthal outside, Hawkes. And he missed it wide. Hawaii thought that it ricocheted off of one of the members of the Rambler squad. The call on the floor is out. And so Charlie Wade now paying a little visit over to the R2 Wayne Lee. We don't appear to be getting a challenge. Dixon Chun, the R1. He's atop the ladder right in front of us. Randy Rubinall and Kerwin Stenstrom, the 2 line judges. And that one is blasted long.
Loyola struggling from behind the service line so far. One of the things that they knew they had to do was pass Hawaii serve, and they also have to be aggressive from the service line, but not give Hawaii free points right now. Kind of making some of their own self-inflicted errors here from behind the service line.
Interesting. Both teams dealing with some similar circumstances, right? They have a little nucleus, crop of very veteran players. But in the case of Loyola Chicago, also a heavy amount of underclassmen, a whole bunch of freshmen that have been thrown into the mix. A roster that actually features 27 players.
Coach really wanted to make the gym more competitive. He said by adding some of these players, it really evolved the players that were starters and helped them to really develop overall.
And that's an ace. It was let by there by Chaz Galloway, and that brings a smile to the face of John Hawkes, the ace for D. Meyer. John Hawkes, he did it right. This is the opening weekend. Loyola got here on the 30th, spent the New Year's holiday here in the islands. He went on a catamaran sunset cruise just last night as Van Buren blasted off the block and out, and Loyola jumps in front. 3-0 Rambler run here, Ryan.
And you can see here Van Buren just overpowering the block, and we're going to see a lot of those D sets, a lot of sets behind the head of the setter to Van Buren.
Rosenthal with that jump set to Voss. And he just lays the smack down there. And Rosenthal, who is listed at 6'8", Charlie Wade suggests that he might be closer to 6'9", maybe even a little bit above that. But, I mean, that's almost like a handoff there in the middle. But we are going to get a challenge, it appears, from the Loyola side.
Yeah, that ball was straight down. The question is, was it straight down in the court? I mean, it was an impressive hit regardless, but it might have gotten just a part of the line. We'll see here on the replay.
So our first official replay challenge of 2024. Let's take a look.
Ooh. Might be an overturn here.
Yeah, you can see some of that green between the ball and the sideline. And yeah, I'm with you.
But often what we see is not what actually gets called.
It doesn't always work out that way,
so
you're right.
It could be completely opposite of what we see.
Although this is a particularly quick review here from Wayne Lee.
Have they been working in the off-season on the review? I hope they've been training. Let me speed things along.
And they do reverse it. So make it now 4 straight Rambler points here in the opening frame. They lead 9 serving 7.
Boy, having some difficulty passing this straight float serve. Watch the passers to move up and try to take this ball overhead with their hands rather than relying on their platform.
Well, they won't have to worry about passing that one as it plunks one of the front row players. So much needed point there in that rotation for Hawaii. And here is Tread Rosenthal, the 6'8", maybe 6'9", freshman from Manhattan Beach, California. Graduated a year early out of Mira Costa High School. Enrolled here at Hawaii at the age of 17 as that set a little tight to the pin. And so Hawaii gets another point off of an unforced Rambler error.
And really one of the top recruits in the country. I mean, this is a player, we're talking about Rosenthal, who, of course, played for the junior national team, is known in many regards and expected to be the future of potentially USA Volleyball behind the setter position, and just comes with so much international experience already as a 17-year-old.
Oh, and a good read there on the block. Speos Papakas saw that one coming. Ryan McElligott, who is a lefty setter, tried to go over on 2. Hawkes was jumping up next to Voss.
Great heads-up play here by Speos, recognizing that the setter's in the front row and has that opportunity to do that, staying home and getting up picking up the first block for Hawaii.
So Hawaii jumps in front. And Rosenthal forces the overpass. Hakas couldn't crack it down. And then on the outside, that one sent long by Papakas. And Hawaii, after giving up a 4-point run to the Ramblers, scores 4 in a row on its side.
And this used to be Hawaii's best rotation last year when Jakob Tella in rotation 1 was behind the service line. Rosenthal continuing on in this 4-point run, proving to be another important and successful rotation for Hawaii.
And did not jump serve, did not spin serve at least on the jump serve until he got to Mānoa, as that one put down by Jimmy Meinhardt. He was known as a jump floater from the service line prior to joining the Rainbow Warriors.
Yeah, and just really developed that serve over time. You can see here as we look at the replay, a nice 31 set. Again, another tip from the middle. We can expect to see a lot of these miss hits, tipped balls, so defenders have to be on their toes here on the first night of competition.
Rosenthal going right side, Hakas. And that goes off of the platform and out of play for a Hawaii point. So Speos Hakas now up to 4 kills. He leads everybody. Hawaii hitting 143 as a squad here in this first frame compared to 235 for the Ramblers. Loyola Chicago, 22-7 all-time in season openers. And that one, there's a little high velocity there off the palm of Hakas, but just long out of bounds.
And coming into tonight's match, we talked about one of the areas that Hawaii would have to really address, and that's the setter position. Of course, Rosenthal with the start, but another veteran player who was behind him is Kevin Colleague, the transfer, an All-American, who was in competition with Rosenthal, actually sprained his ankle or something in the pregame on a serve in a freak accident, and is yet to join the team, is still in the locker room.
Yeah, so if there wasn't enough pressure on the 17-year-old Tread Rosenthal, add a little more there. You do have Austin Buchanan as another reserve setter, the 6'8 sophomore. Calling stands at 6'7. It might be the tallest stable of setters, not just in the country in collegiate volleyball, maybe like in the world anywhere.
Chaz Galloway getting blocked there. We're seeing a lot of runs here in this first set, a 3-0 run for Loyola. But one of the benefits of having all these tall setters is the hitters for this Hawaii team can basically hit the same type of sets. They're not having to adjust of the height of a smaller setter. Say if you had a Joe Worsley and a Tread Rosenthal, it's a little bit of an adjustment. Everybody's the same height and they can set the same type of ball.
Backside, it goes to Alakaita. Good one-handed save there, Papakas. That's set a little too tight to the net there for Van Buren to do anything with it. Now Galloway rising high. Dug up by Oakley. It hit the scoreboard above, but stayed on the Loyola side so they can play it through, but it was hit long there by Jackie Yentz. No touch up front is the call, so we are tied at 13, just inching along here in this first set. What do you think about what we've seen so far from either side?
Well, I think we're what we expected, right? A lot of getting used to new personnel, just kind of controlling ball control-wise, some service errors here and there, and I think we'll get to see a little bit cleaner play here in this first set. A lot of nerves still coming in.
But we have Keone Thim coming in to serve. Buckle up. Hit 76 miles an hour on the serve last year against St. Francis. That was the top mile per hour reading of anybody in the country last season. There's Parker Van Buren. That was some smoke from the opposite position that results in a Loyola Chicago point. Good effort there by the Bows trying to chase it down, but Ramblers now up 14-13. Parker Van Buren with 3 kills, still yet to commit an error.
And Van Buren, who actually spent some time prior to the season playing on the left, the coaching staff wanted to move him around, get him comfortable playing that first contact as well, but relocating back over to the opposite position where he's had success. As we see Alakaita with an error.
Yeah, good contact there from Todd, but it goes long. Loyola Chicago gets to 15 first. Battle in set 1. Don't miss a second of the action. Watch Spectrum Sports on the go. The Spectrum News app has the local sports you love and the news and weather that matter most to you. Download today on the App Store or Google Play. Well, you mentioned it, Ryan. Prior to the match, during warm-up, you had Kevin Colleague, you kind of see it there on the left side of the net as he served prior to the match and seemed to land on the foot of Chaz Galloway. And he was in some significant discomfort. Not sure if it was an ankle or a knee possibly, but hopped all the way to the trainer's table there in the tunnel area and then went back to the locker room. And so it does not appear as though he is going to be available, at least in this early stage of this match for Hawaii. And so they are down now to 2 setters. He was the very experienced backup here to start this season for Tread Rosenthal.
Yeah, and just, you hope that it's nothing too serious because this is a player who has overcome injuries. As we said, a 3-time All-American, a veteran player on this team, brought a lot of leadership, and we hope it's just a little sprain or something that's not going to be too serious because he's a player that will continue to contribute to this team throughout the season.
And Chaz Galloway getting that last kill, his first of the match. And so here's Alaka'i Todd to serve. 5th year with the program. Played middle blocker his first couple of years in Mānoa before transitioning to the opposite hitter position. Good block there by Neusterer. Got a touch on that swing as well. So Rosenthal, high ball set. It's Chaz. He's blocked and roofed. They are locked in right now on Galloway.
Hard play for Chaz Galloway out there. Auto system going up against 3 blockers here. A little off the net. Chaz, you can see, was trying to go for that high flat shot, but too much Loyola block that time.
Yeah, Meyer getting the gist of it right there in the middle of that triple block setup. So 16 serving 14 here in the first. Van Buren. Passed by Hakas. Rosenthal goes D-set to Todd. Blocked back. Good cover there by Choi. And then Neusterer with the poke.
And take a look at the future of Warrior men's volleyball. The freshman to the sophomore, the 31 Neusterer. Nice set by Rosenthal, especially in transition. Difficult play to run, but they make it look easy.
And so Chaz Galloway now retreating back to serve. One of 3 All-Americans to return in this starting rotation, and he deals an ace out of the deck.
And if there's one area of Chaz Galloway's game that he really has wanted to improve, it's the serve right there, getting the friendly roll shot off the tape. An ace is an ace, and the first for Hawaii.
Had 14 of those last season. What a season it was. First team all Big West selection. 2.5 kills per set, hit above 300. And those numbers increased in Big West play. Here's Van Buren. The dig by Todd, but he couldn't quite keep it in the floor. Rosenthal coming over by us to try to chase it down. And so Van Buren with another kill, his 4th. Well, we thought that this match would have the potential of being competitive, and these 2 teams right now, they seem like carbon copies of one another at the moment.
Well, settle in, folks. Pico being for a long one here.
Yeah, that's right. Get comfy. Galloway goes cross court to Hakas, dug up there by Van Buren, who gets the set from behind the line. Nice up. Galloway hits the scoreboard. So Choi with the bump set, but back row player. And Todd had the 2-hand set it over. Van Buren stopped. The Rainbow Roofing Company making an appearance.
And this is a smart play by Alaka'i Todd. For all those volleyball players watching, he threw that ball to area 2, which is the setter, which forced the setter to take that free ball, put Loyola out of system, and had to settle for a high flat outside D set.
And so here is Kai Taylor in to serve. 6'2" redshirt frosh from Costa Mesa, California. 2nd year with Hawaii. Redshirted last year, and he pumps it into the twine. Graduate of Capistrano Valley Christian in California. Another Taylor in a Hawaii uniform, the cousin of former Rainbow Wahine great Nikki Taylor. And now a serving sub for Loyola as well, Cooper Evans. 6'5" sophomore from Glenview, Illinois. Had 11 aces last year. Pass there by Choi. Here's Hakas. And Hakas gets his 5th put down of this first frame.
And Charlie Wade applauding Rosenthal, saying that is the set to get those outside hitters a little tighter and closer to the net. And this is a signature Speos Papakas hit. Sharp cross court into area 4. a shot that he really mastered last season.
He was a second-team AVCA All-American selection a year ago. That one paintbrushed a bit there by Meinhardt. Oh, Rosenthal has to chase it down after it hit the scoreboard, but it's still in over the net. And then the swing on two by McGilligan.
Well, coming into this match, head coach Charlie Wade said, we're trying to pass the ball higher. I don't know if they wanted it to be that high. That was off the scoreboard high. And it's actually, I think, the third ball that we saw hit the scoreboard here tonight.
You see the southpaw swing there by McGilligan. And then he hits it long on the serve. So both teams showing in some different forms and instances, perhaps a little bit of rust and sloppiness here in this season opener.
5 service errors right now for Loyola. See if they can cut back on some of those free balls and 3 points they're giving Hawaii.
Oh, that's a great serve there by Hakas, forces the overpass. Rosenthal, middle to Voss, he whiffed it. Oh, but the save by Choi was a splendid one. And we play on. Ramblers high ball set. This is Fabikovich, the dig again by Choi, diving style. And then just placed down there by Fabikovich when everybody else was flat-footed.
Elenu Choi is really just a highlight reel in that backcourt. Watch these balls, the splits. As you see the over hit on two. But back to Choi really having himself a match. Already 6 digs in this first set.
And there he is with the pass right on the money outside. Galloway has to left hand hit it over and it still works. Improv there by Chaz Galloway.
And you can see the setter and the outside hitter in Galloway as well as Rosenthal. This perfect pass by Leo Choi. They're still sort of talking to each other. Chaz asking for the ball to be set a little bit higher. And that's going to take some time again for these teams. They're just kind of getting back into the gym here a week in after that break and just trying to get the cobwebs off and fine-tune things as they head through the season.
And so here is G. Voss, 6'7" senior from Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. And a good wrist-away swing by Jimmy Meinhardt. One of 3 Ramblers to play all 28 matches a season ago. Had over 100 total blocks. And averaged over a kill per set.
Nice pass and execution there in the middle. Ramblers finding success when they are able to run their tempo and run their offense. Choosing to go to the middle. See if Hawaii's middle blockers can adjust and kind of slow down the bleeding from the middle of the court.
And so here's Lucas Anderson, 6'4" frosh from Manhattan Beach. Another southpaw on the service line. Backside set, Todd. That was a beauty there from Rosenthal.
That was very Tella-esque. Running out to the left side, back sets it perfectly on the net, right where Alakai Todd likes it. And with Todd, again, he is a high ball hitter that, of course, can hit from a high contact and oftentimes go over blockers.
There was some nectar there going against the grain. 21 all here down the home stretch of set 1. We've been tied 13 times. What a dig there. Choi does it again. Hakas the broad jump. He's blocked. Choi with the cover. The swing by Rosenthal. And Oakley keeps it alive, but we have a whistle. It is a Hawaii point.
We're going to give that kill to Rosenthal because he hit that ball. But how about Leo Choi? Again, this is not his first time starting. We saw him play a few matches last season in the libero position, but his first time as the game starter here.
Leo Choi dazzling the fans on hand here on opening night. Hawaii having to ad-lib, and they lead. Welcome back. Well, we've got a lot of action here in Mānoa this weekend. Bakersfield coming into town to take on the Rainbow Wahine basketball team tomorrow night. Right here on Spectrum Sports. But it is 22-21. Hawaii on top. First lead since they led 10-9 in this first set. Todd with the save off the shoulder. Eleu lays out to keep it alive. Now the Ramblers on the attack, but the set goes nowhere. And Hawaii gets the point. And Eleu Choi is elated.
Watch this play by Hawaii. A Chester dig by Alakaitan, and Leo Choi just flat out giving his body up to keep this ball alive.
He's probably a little excited to be out there. I mean, he even ran out of the tunnel out of order when Ben Kia'aina, the PA announcer, was actually introducing Kurt Neusterer. It was Choi running out there. Neusterer had to go grab him and drag him back and say, hey, no, it's not your turn yet. And it was hilarious. It was typical Eleu Choi, who just has a certain vibe about him. As you see his folks, Barney and Terry, in the house.
And, you know, I think Eleu Choi just really epitomizes that Hawaii volleyball player, a player who's undersized, grew up around the sport, of course, and always dreamed of playing on this court, and now continuing on in the long lineage of great local liberos, of course, Kobe Kanetake, another player, like, you know, following in that footsteps. We saw just so many of those Hawaii skilled volleyball players that are able to compete at this highest level.
Eleu Choi, 5'7", junior out of Farrington High School. He's in his 5th year with the program, and he has most definitely paid his dues, waiting in the wings behind Brett Sheward the last several years. Has had some glimpses of opportunities here and there, and has always been ready to go. But he has been a fixture with this program, and he is such an enthusiastic source here for this team. He even helped unveil the 2022 championship banner early last season.
And voted as one of the captains here this season coming in, noting his leadership and his ability to really help carry this team.
And so Hawaii with a 2-point advantage here in set 1. It will be Alakaitan to serve. And a good serve it is. Backside, Van Buren able to tool the block, and a much needed point there for the Ramblers.
You can see the Ramblers are also still trying to figure out their offense. We're seeing a variation of set, some off the net, some tight. That one a little tight for Van Buren, but just showing his maturity that time, wiping and tooling Chaz Galloway, picking up his 5th kill of the night.
And we'll talk about the Hawaii setter situation. On the other side, the Ramblers, their incumbent starter at the setter position, Dan Mangun, just returning from injury. Coach John Hawks telling us he will not play this week, and so in steps Ryan McElligott as the starter, just a sophomore, who appeared in just 7 matches last year. And so some youngins trying to captain the ships, relatively speaking, so to speak. Outside, here's Galloway, and that one hits the Terraflex. Chaz Galloway going up the elevator shaft. And Hawaii gets to 24. It is aloha ball here in set 1.
And that's more like the Chaz Galloway set that he needs, a tighter set, closer to the pin, where Chaz can just go over blockers.
Some in the arena on their feet, Viking clap all. And that one, almost like a no-look swing there by Dean Meyer. Went wrist away, well, looked like he was scanning the near side of the floor. And so Hawaii still sitting on aloha ball. In serve receive here. And Jackie Yentz to serve. The floor captain for Loyola. And he hits it long. And Hawaii takes the first set of 2024, 25-23. The Rainbow Warriors offensively not particularly in sync. Hit 156. But the exploits of Eleu Choi able to help inspire this team to a 2-point win. Welcome back. Time now for the Hawaii Honda Dealers highlight reel. Speos Papakas with 5 kills in that first frame, Ryan.
Yeah, really doing it from different parts on the court, hitting from the right in rotation 1 on the left, and from the big set. We talked about the importance of Speos Papakas to this team, and already in set 1 proving to be a key offensive weapon.
And Eleu Choi, meanwhile, he had the crowd oohing and awing on some of his saves, some of his layout plays, 7 digs in that first set.
And they're just, not only are they digs, but they are acrobatic digs. He's adding flair to the defense as well by creating just some of these highlight reels with his reaction and really helping to spark the Hawaii defense.
Well, Eleu does mean energetic or agile in Hawaiian, and so he is living up to his name without a doubt.
Charlie Wade said that he would like to see a team of just all Eleu Chois. They might not win as much, he said.
Yeah.
Probably not be great blockers, as he said. But just the energy that they would bring would be very entertaining to watch.
Yeah, the blocking numbers would dip significantly, but the ball might never hit the ground. And Hawaii getting that first set win, and it showed a little bit, right? First set of the season, first set of what could be a very long match, but Hawaii showing a little bit of grit. Wasn't their best hitting performance. There were some signs of maybe a little bit of rust, a little bit of inconsistencies, but they were able to grind it out, and they got that first set victory.
Yeah, and, Hawaii hitting only 156. I mean, we are used to this Hawaii team hitting for some unreal numbers, so we'll see if that hitting percentage can slowly climb up as the match goes along. Also, would like to see more sets to the middle. Hawaii's middle's only getting 4 sets that first set.
By comparison, Hawaii hit 367 as a team for the year last season. Of course, making it to yet another national championship match. As you see, Daniel Papakovic getting another kill from Czeslaw, Czech Republic. 6'6" freshman, one of the true frosh on this roster. So 1-0 here in set 2. Voss. Oh, he put a pound in on that set. And that is the first kill of this match for Guilherme Voss.
Guilherme Voss, the returning All-American, first-team All-American. You see the numbers from last season, hitting .559, which was the best on the team, and 1.15 blocks per set, which was one of the best in the nation's 5th in the nation last season.
559, I mean, that's just ridiculous. High ball, that's Fabakovic, dug up by Choi. And he sort of ducks and hides out of the way as Hakas has to chase it down, and then a little mishandle on the Loyola side. Set to Voss was a little low. Now they go right side. Here is Todd off the block. It is saved there by Oakley. Fabakovic, the roll shot. Diving save by Tread Rosenthal. Todd against 3 blockers. And he gets it down anyway. How about Tread Rosenthal? All 6-8 of them laying out for the save.
And this is what Charlie Wade said, is that one of the best qualities of Tread Rosenthal is the defense. He said we may be actually upgraded in that role with his defensive play because he's 6'9", but plays like he's 5'9". Evidence right there, and a great shot by Alakai Todd, also showing his maturity that time, recognizing a big block and going high hands for that.
Yeah, very high praise from Charlie Wade, who says, hey, look, at this stage, when he, in this time where he is first coming to Mānoa and starting his collegiate career, he is no doubt ahead of where Jakob Tella was at this stage.
Yeah, as we said, in many regards, he was going to be the #1 recruit in his class, but he decided to forego his class and come here earlier.
And Buren, 2 blockers up, pumps it long, and they're going to call a touch. So Van Buren gets kill number 6, and we're tied at 2. Loyola preseason pick to finish 2nd in the MIVA. We mentioned in the opening AVCA national rankings, they come in at number 10. In year 1 under John Hawks last year, they won 21 matches. They tied for 1st in the Midwestern Intercollegiate Volleyball Association. So they won a share of the MIVA regular season title, their first since 2018. But it was an early exit, unfortunately, for them in the MIVA tournament, losing to McKendree in 5 in the opening round. Scramble here by the Ramblers. Van Buren dances on the net, saved off the net by Voss, and it's Hakas who comes swooping in.
And Hakas puts on his Superman cape. A lot of confusion and chaos going in the Hawaii sideline, but they passed it in the middle of the court, and Hakas just comes flying in from that middle back position to get another kill.
Give the assist there to G. Voss, playing it off of the top of the net. 6 kills now for Speos. Papakovic And he's starting to find a groove. That's his 4th kill. He's already gotten 13 swings here in this match.
As we're talking about Loyola and where they are in their conference, this may be the first match of the season, but this is a very important match for Hawaii for postseason. If they can pull off a win against a ranked team from the MIV, going into the postseason, all of these matches are going to be so critical as Hawaii looks to have another competitive Big West season ahead of them.
Second time in the last 3 years that Loyola Chicago has come down to Hawaii at the start of the year. Pass there by Oakley. Back row set shot. Papakas finds that deep corner where no Rainbow Warriors were, but they're going to say that it was a back row attacker violation. Say he stepped on the line.
This is a great set here. Really tight pass, and I'm sure we're going to be able to see his foot cross the line, but that call was made pretty early by the officials.
Let's see. Yeah, that left
there it is.
Toe, even from that angle, appeared as though the toes were on the line. So we were perhaps a size or 2 smaller in the shoes. Would have been more legal as Van Buren gets blocked back. High ball set. And the swing there by Jack Yentz finds the floor.
Nice hit by Jack Yentz, the senior outside hitter. Really known more for his ball control, but picking up a smart kill going high hands over the Hawaii triple block off of Chaz Galloway.
So 4 serving 5 here. Of course, Hawaii talked about what Loyola did last year. Last year, Hawaii, nothing short of remarkable again. 29 wins. First in the Big West Conference. Big West tournament champions again. Then lost 3-1 to UCLA in the national championship match. As Todd unleashes the beast.
Todd picking up his 4th kill on this D set. Nice delivery that time by Rosenthal from his knees. And that is a better D set than what we saw in that first set. Todd likes it a little closer to the net, especially when he's coming in from the backcourt. Great set by Rosenthal.
So 6 serving 4. Galloway on the serve. Right side, Van Buren. Solo style. Speos Papakas. And Hawaii has its largest lead of the second frame.
One-on-one, the 2 best players going eyeball to eyeball that time, and watch this hang time by Papakas, just going up and over.
Are you not entertained? As he looks at the crowd. Middle set. Good touch there by Neusterer. Back row set. Galloway hanging in the air. Touches it over. Free ball coming back over the net. Rosenthal. Middle. Neusterer. Good up there by Oakley. Van Buren resets. 3 blockers against him. Diving save across the way by Todd. Papakas against 3 blockers. Blasts it off the hands and out. And Hawaii with the hard-earned point.
Hawaii showing their defense. Charlie Wade not looking that impressed that time. Hard to impress Coach Wade, but we look like we're going to be getting a challenge here.
Maybe he's still just trying to process the diving save there by Alaka'i. Get a challenge here.
By the Rainbow Warriors.
Seeing if it is a net violation, I believe they're trying to challenge. Not sure if they were thinking that that was net. It's often hard when the serve hits the net that causes the net to bounce from the beginning, and so I don't see anything so far.
Yeah, nothing that's particularly obvious. Look at that save there by Todd right in front of the Hawaii bench. And Papakas goes off the block and out. So nothing along the net, it appears. That is what we understand is the focus of the challenge.
And again, a pretty quick review. Doesn't look like all stays with Hawaii.
Wayne Lee. A New Year's resolution, perhaps.
I think he has been working. I'm telling you, he might have had a monitor set up in home, replaying some old match. We were running a bunch of old games during the holiday break on Spectrum Sports. Maybe he was reviewing his own calls back then.
So that challenge does not work there for John Hawks. And Hawaii up 8-4 here. Overpass. Hawkes can't get it down. Good layout save. Papakas. The dig there by Choi, going back over the net off the swing by Jens. Papakas again, the block slowed it down. Hawaii with the advantage. Rosenthal touches it over on 2. Backside, Van Buren. And that one a little too hot to handle for Chaz Galloway. Meanwhile, Eleu Choi already into double figures in digs.
Great rally by both teams, and you can see Van Buren, who the coaching staff, as we mentioned, said that he could be the next Matt Anderson, and that is a lofty comparison, but that's how much confidence that this coaching staff has in Van Buren, saying that he could take over Team USA's most prolific opposite attacker.
Good swing there by Todd, even better dig by Van Buren, but he has to just two-hand it over, so the advantage again on the Hawaii side, and over on 2 goes Rosenthal. You used the term earlier in the broadcast, Tella-esque. That certainly was as well.
Yeah, and when you are that tall at 6'9", it's difficult to read. See, a high contact catches him off guard.
So a timeout taken by Loyola. It's Hawaii by 4 in set 2.
Welcome back to Simplify Arena at Stan Sheriff Center. Moments ago, Rosenthal picked up his first kill, but more impressive, Eleu Choi, you can see there he is stepping behind the 3-meter line, and he's taking that ball with his hands. If he was you can see right there, he stepped right in front of the 3-meter line. Had his foot been on the line or in front, that would have been a backcourt violation, but Eleu Choi with the wherewithal to make sure that his foot was behind that line.
Great awareness there by Eleu Choi. And Hawaii by 4 out of the timeout. So by Nooster is a good one. But the set and the transition even better as Dean Meyer is able to get another kill, his 3rd here of this match. Jack Jens to serve. Jens, who transitioned from libero to outside hitter last year, was the primary libero back in 2021. It was a good one as well. That's a good one right there, G. Voss.
And if Hawaii can pass just like that, they are going to be in good shape because of just the height and the athleticism of Rosenthal. He's such a threat because he's so tall up in the net. You see that left side blocker has to respect and go up with him, and it will leave the middle attackers for Hawaii with a one-on-one every time.
Rosenthal with the serve. Pass tight to the net, punch deep, but chased down by Galloway. So Rosenthal, outside Hawkes smothered, the cover there by Choi. Galloway from the back row. Good dig, Oakley, but it will not be returned. And Chaz Galloway with his 4th kill.
In a trademark move, Galloway coming in from behind the 3-meter line for that big set. But I think what was more impressive was the defensive play earlier in the rally where Chaz got a diving dig. You can see there he comes from behind the setter. And again, a little more of a sophisticated play from that big set behind the setter. So Hawaii really settling in here to their offense.
Hawaii hitting below 200 in the first set. How about 471 right now with no errors offensively in this second set? 11 serving 6. Outside Papakas. Choi laid out, but couldn't quite handle that one, and another kill for Daniel Papakas.
Coaches describe Papakas with just a heavy-armed, very athletic on that outside. A young player that has really developed in his redshirt year.
Bump set goes to Todd on the left side. A decent swing on that one. Papakas with the layout save, and he was able to spring back up to at least make a good attempt at it, but he hits it wide cross court, and Hawaii gets the point. The speed of this game is always so striking. And you get reminded on opening night, right? You get reminded just how powerful these players are.
And for opening night, looking around for a Wednesday night, a good-sized crowd here in Mānoa. Fans just eager to come back for what this Hawaii team has produced over the years. A great product here for UH.
Well, and it started with what will go down as one of the great renditions of the anthem and Hawaii Pono'i prior to the match. With the Maui firefighters sounding like they should just come out with an album, as the tip shot there by Hakas just misses that far sideline. Yeah, Captain Ikaika Blackburn company, the harmony was flawless, and it was a chicken skin type of moment to precede this season opener.
I mean, I think that they should put out at least a Christmas album.
Yeah, something.
I mean, they were amazing.
It sounded like Boys to Men over there. That's one of those vintage C-Mac touch-em-alls right there. Which reminds us that we'd like to send our best wishes out to our colleague Chris McLaughlin, feeling a little under the weather. So we hope that he feels better soon, and we'll be back here donning the headset, per usual.
Yeah, better see that.
Here's Keone Thim. Set, a little pitter-patter above the net. Van Buren from the left side. It saved their Galloway, but it was set up perfectly for Papakas to crush it. And he does.
Papakas right now with his 6th kill on the scramble play. Great save by Galloway just to get a hand on it. A heads-up play by Papakas, who seems to fall down a lot after he hits. He might have to work on his landing.
He's getting very familiar with the Terraflex here at Simplify Arena at Stan Sheriff Center.
Keeping these floor wipers busy.
And then hits it into the net.
Look like Todd back to serve, and this is one area of his game that Charlie Wade has been pleasantly surprised, and Todd really working on his serve to become more consistent with that very high toss. Watch how high this toss is.
It is a good serve. Oakley with the pass, and then back row Papakas, who almost fell to the floor that time, was able to brace himself, and then he gets the kill.
Coming out of that back row and that big set, you can see here, and this is a play actually that the Ramblers traditionally are known for their big sets. They have really perfected it over the years. It's become a staple of this team. They run it as good as anyone in the country. That time they're getting the friendly cable rock.
Oh, overpass. We got a joust up there. It was Rosenthal on the Hawaii side. Now Van Buren cross court and wide. Tried to cut it thin. And instead, Hawaii gets to 15 first. So a timeout on the floor. It's the Rainbow Warriors by a handful in the second. Welcome back. Let's check out tonight's Hyundai head-to-head stat line. We're looking at the two liberos. Eleu Choi already into double figures. 10 digs. Matt Oakley for Loyola Chicago with 5. And Choi again has just wowed the fans with some of his exploits here. Made 5 starts at libero last season. And has always played with a certain pizzazz. But it has been on full display here so far on opening night. Chaz Galloway with the serve out of the timeout. High set, goes out to Jens. He blocks Stout there. Jens a second time by the block, but right there is Galloway on the save. Bump set, here's Hakas.
Incredible play by Hawaii that time. A great take once again by Chaz Galloway, who's just patrolling in middle back. But that bump set by Rosenthal, I mean, we have to remind him, he's 17 years old. He ran down, bump set that perfectly, and Speos went sharp cross court.
With middle, a little low there that time for Meyer. And so it is Neusterer who this time gets the set. Pretty close to that near side pin. And he goes off the block and out. And it's Hawaii by 7 here in set 2. And it looks like we're going to have a change at setter for Loyola as Cole Schobel, a freshman, 6'1", out of Costa Mesa, California. A graduate of Mater Dei High School, which is a very reputable program in prep volleyball. Won back-to-back league titles, two-time team captain there. John Hawks just calls him a winner, says he's an absolute stud. Very excited about what his career portends, and he gets the call to action here in the second.
And he said that coming into this, for this class of 24, that, or excuse me, the class of 23, that he was the best setter in that class. So he really has a high regard and very comfortable saying if he needs to put him in, he will, and we're seeing it right now.
So Loyola trying to change the vibe just a little bit. What we have 17-10 Galloway on the serve. Well, continuing to get the serves in here in this second set, and Nusser continuing to touch a lot of the balls that are coming his way. Roll shot, Van Buren, easy pickings for Choi. Rosenthal goes decent. Todd. And that one was lava hot. Four straight Rainbow Warrior points. They lead by 8. Another timeout by the Ramblers. Alakai Todd. Unloaded. Welcome back. Well, this is the season opener, but these two teams will go Hanaho on Friday. Loyola Chicago and Hawaii. 6:30 p.m. start time right here on Spectrum Sports. This is the 15th meeting between these two programs. Hawaii leading the series 12-2. They have won the last 5. Last one coming a couple of seasons ago when these two programs opened the year with a series against one another. All but one of the meetings in the history of this series have taken place in Honolulu. I have a feeling John Hawks is going to want to come back too. I mean, they did it up. Luau's, Catamaran, Sunset Cruises.
North Shore, Shave Ice.
That's right. Oh, there's Choi again. That is a new career high in digs for Eleu Choi. He has 12. And then Speos Papakas thought he had put it down, was celebrating, and then gets blocked and roofed.
Credit the Ramblers for not giving up. Everyone in the gym thought this rally was over, including Speos Papakas. Goes off, look at him turning around, but a diving dig into the bench.
Then the quick reset there by Papakas, and then the stuff there by Van Buren. But yes, Speos Papakas was back. He's pointing at some of the players and the fans. Serve goes way out there by Van Buren. And so Hawaii up 19-11 here in set 2.
Looks like we see Austin Buchanan coming in for a serving specialist here.
Buchanan in his 4th year with the program. Born in Moscow, Idaho. And he serves it into the net. His mom, Debbie, was the head coach for the University of Idaho women's volleyball program for 22 years. Retired in 2021 with 320 career victories. So the volleyball DNA runs deep there in the Buchanan family.
Hawaii looks like they're holding auditions right now for that second serving position that was once held by,
One Kanaiya Kana.
He's also with us tonight.
Yeah, he's now on this side. As the block was stout there, Dean Meyer, one of the guys up, jumping up next to Schobel. And that's going to be an ace. And so the Ramblers starting to put together a little run. Jake Reed, the 6'4" freshman from Newport Beach, California, helping to change the complexion a little bit. And even the crowd's starting to get a little antsy, it would sound. 14 serving 19. Rosenthal outside. It is Papakas who goes up the ladder and down the chute for a Hawaii point. Speos Papakas now with 9 kills, hitting above 200.
You can see here Papakas just going outside that blocker's right hand down the line. You can see blockers thought, oh, that was out. No, that was way in on the line. Great hit by Papakas. picking up his 9th kill.
Quick outside set, the tip shot. Papakas placed it just over that Hawaii block.
First pass.
And he gets his 8th kill. He's now high man for Loyola in that category.
Rambler substitution number 10, Cooper Evans.
Both his parents played professional volleyball in Czech Republic. Mom, Lenka, now coaches for Czech Volleyball Federation. 15 serving 20, and that's an ace. And some energy now from the Loyola side as Cooper Evans deals one out of the deck here to cut this deficit down to 4.
6-2 run by the Ramblers. A lot of it coming from behind the service line. You can see they're keeping their serves in and not putting pressure on the Hawaii passers.
Backside, Papakas. Not to be denied. He hits double figures, 10 kills for Speos Papakas. And so many times throughout his career, when Hawaii is reeling a little bit, or they need one, they have called the number, whether it be 23 or this year number 6, they have called Speos Papakas.
And again, Papakas hitting from that right side in that rotation there. He'll hit once on the right, the rest, of course, on the left, but proving to be just as deadly either side.
Great serve, great pass. Van Buren is blocked and roofed. Voss next to Galloway saying, ole.
And we've called these two names many times over the year, blocking on this right side. They do it as good as anyone in the country. That time looking like G. Voss getting most of that block.
Some high velo there from Papakas, but it goes long. Hawaii able to find its form a little bit here in this second set, certainly offensively, hitting 370 in set 2. And another ace by the Ramblers. They are literally serving their way back into the mix here, down by 4 again. This one courtesy Cole Schobel.
That time, Galloway getting caught on the line there. 4 aces right now for Loyola.
He giveth and then he taketh away as that one goes into the net. But interesting that the 2 setters here available for the Ramblers are both lefties. So that one, an ill-timed error as Hawaii now sits on 23 and G. Voss to float it over. Ramblers out of system. High ball bump set. Van Buren trying to time it down the line and in. With 3 Hawaii blockers up, he was able to evade the whole thing.
Then we said this earlier, Van Buren spent some time playing on the left in the offseason. That time proving to be helpful in rotation one where he is when he's playing on that left side. Actually does a cross body, goes down the line and just tags the line.
Rosenthal down to his knees and back sets it to Todd, who tools the block. That was a magnificent set there by the freshman Tread Rosenthal.
And a smart play by Todd to use the block there, just wiped it off and picked up his 7th kill of the match.
I mean, my goodness, Ryan. That's something special. And it's Aloha ball here in set 2. Todd to serve. Back row. Papakas is dug up by Todd. He'll get the set from behind the line. Blocked, but the cover there by Rosenthal. Thumb set Papakas from the back row. Oh, he lit it aflame, but it was dug up by Schobel. Roll shot Van Buren. There's Choi on the save. Rosenthal to Papakas. Dug up by Schobel again, and we play on. Here's Van Buren. 3 blockers up, and he comes tumbling into the net. It's going to be a point for Loyola, as they're going to say that it was Hawaii committing the net violation, and everybody making sure that Van Buren is okay, as it looked like there was some contact down there among the feet.
I think that this may be the wrong call here. I mean, it looks like he comes flying under the net.
Oh, without a doubt. Oh, without a doubt.
I mean, you never want to see something that close either. Such a risky play.
Yeah, so first things first, it's a relief to see that it appears as though Van Buren and everybody on the Hawaii side seem to be okay. But you're right, based on that initial replay, not even close. This should be a quick review again, as Charlie Wade has officially challenged it.
Take a look again, the tight set. You can see right there already, he's clearly under and making contact with the net.
And there it is, already off with the headset.
I mean, good for you.
After review, call is overturned.
And it is reversed. And Hawaii gets the point. And so a fairly anticlimactic conclusion to the second set. But Hawaii wins at 25-19. They hit 355 in set 2. A career-high 13 digs for Eleu Choi. Speos Papakas leading the way with 10 kills. And Hawaii on opening night will have a chance to crack open the broom closet in Mānoa.
Intermission here in the season opener for number 3 Hawaii as they lead number 10 Loyola Chicago 2-0. Hi everybody, Scott, James, Kanai. Hawaii up 2-0. One thing you guys were saying during the match was for a season opener, this was high quality, or we've seen high quality volleyball.
It's very high quality volleyball. And what's exciting is it's big man volleyball. Everyone's hitting the ball at the top of the antenna. There's a lot of scrambling on defense. Eleu Choi is doing a phenomenal job. Even if he doesn't get it up, he's touching every single ball. And he already has a season high of 17 digs, and it's only the second set. And we might have a couple more sets going for us. He's doing an incredible job just diving all over the floor.
My player that's been a lot of fun to watch is Speos Papakas. Even though statistically he's having a fairly average match, some of these serves, he's absolutely detonating the ball. 70 plus miles per hour. It's just a lot of fun to watch at the very least.
Yeah, Papakas, the team captain, 10 kills. We talked about him on Game On, presented by Bank of Hawaii. He's going to take the team and put them on his shoulders this year, and he is a leader out there on the floor, and he has showed it through the first 2 sets. But I want to ask you guys, the first set was a back and forth affair, and Hawaii squeaked it out. Hawaii pretty much, I won't say dominated, but controlled that second set. What was the difference that you saw between the opening set and the second set?
The biggest difference that I saw was they were a lot more comfortable. There was a little bit of unsureness with maybe the connection of Rosenthal and all the hitters, but they found that connection down, and it's just a much better and more sound play from Hawaii. I think Loyola is also missing a little bit too many serves, and that's put a lot of points in Hawaii's corner.
Yeah, absolutely. In addition to the confidence, the comfort that goes with, getting that first set out of the way, we can see that Hawaii is serving with so much confidence right now, statistically winning that service battle. 91% serving in the court versus 74%, right? That's why they're winning these games.
22 assists so far for the freshman setter, Trent Rosenthal. We were kind of curious to see how things would go. Your thoughts on the freshman?
It's exciting to see how dynamic he is. People need to remember, he is 17 years old. Doesn't look like a normal average 17-year-old, but his ability to get up and get low like that, back set to Alakai Todd, he's kind of a 6'9" Joe Worsley. He's doing an incredible job, and again, it's an exciting crowd here at the Simplified Stan Sheriff Arena. There has to be some nerves, but we're not seeing it from him. He's doing a fantastic job as a freshman.
Kanai, your thoughts on Rosenthal?
Something that I like that differentiates him, just like James mentioned, is outside of just how he sets the ball, right? How he runs that offense very efficiently, very well. All the other intangible and tangible things that he does. He's digging, hitting digs. He's offensive, right? Using that left-handed dump, right? He's serving super effectively. So he's been a lot of fun to watch. He's playing great.
All right, real quickly, what does Hawaii do to pick up the win?
Hawaii just needs to continue on this train, and like Kanai said at the beginning of the show, they're serving at an incredible rate and putting a lot of pressure on Loyola. Loyola's struggling offensively because they're hitting against 2-3 blocks every single time. They just need to keep playing this ball.
If Hawaii continues to dominate the serve and pass game, Loyola doesn't really stand a chance.
All right, it's intermission. Hawaii leads 2-0. We'll take a break. Come back and have more from the corner.
Welcome back. Pizza Hut match statistics here on the screen. What stands out to you, Ryan?
Well, Hawaii's hitting percentage 254, better than what they saw in set number 1, and also the block very even. Digs Hawaii out, digging 29 to 21.
Yeah, Hawaii hit 156 in that first set and then turned things around. 355 in set 2 and looking a little bit more like the standard Hawaii volleyball squad. So what do they need to do here to try to see if they can close this out in 3?
Well, I think they need to consistently be able to run this offense. It looked a lot more crisp in set number 2 because the ball control and the first contact was much better and much cleaner in set number 2. I think if one thing Hawaii can do is they can still find ways to run the middle a little bit more, getting more sets to Guilherme Voss and Kurt Nusser.
Meanwhile, Loyola will continue with Cole Schobel at the setter position. Here's Alakati Todd, and he goes just along with that one. 6 kills on the night for Todd. He was hitting 235 prior to that attempt. Also has 6 digs, which is a not too shabby number. Getting the start here on opening night. So 1 serving 0. Galloway with the first touch, and it's Guilherme Voss. Just barely got a piece of that one. Papakovic, 2-hand save there. Galloway, Rosenthal somehow backsets the D position to Alakati Todd, who finds the middle of the floor on the Loyola side.
Not the crispest of plays or hits that time, but Todd does a nice job. You can see here as Rosenthal runs back, and Todd actually just kind of almost road shots that back into the middle back position. The defense aligned around the block, but Todd went through the middle.
Side set, and that one hit firmly by Papakovic, but he tried to take line and missed it wide. Hawaii jumps in front 2-1. So one of the big questions here on opening night, certainly, and we talked about it in the pregame, how would this guy, 17-year-old freshman, Tread Rosenthal, look? What would be your assessment and evaluation here to this point?
You know, there was a lot of talk as he picks up the ace right on cue.
There you go.
You know, there's been a lot of talk about Tread coming into this program, one of the most sought-after recruits by Hawaii, knowing that they needed to fill this setting position, and he has lived up to the hype. I mean, you know, a lot of people questioning, is he ready? Shouldn't he play one more year of high school? And he clearly shows that he is ready to play big time. He may only be 17, but already playing like a veteran.
Papakovic dug up there by Rosenthal. Look at Choi having to chase it down, but a free chance now here for the Ramblers. They go back row, and the net slowed down the swing by Jake Reed. So cross-court set, it's Hakas. Access denied. Parker Van Buren got the most of that one. But they sent it back in a hurry.
Van Buren that time blocking on the left because of the rotation that left him on that side, going and helping out for that triple block.
So here is Daniel Papakovic now on the serve. Pass by Choi. Back row Galloway. And the block is up there on Reed. The middle set and a one-hand save by Choi for naught as Meyer gets another kill.
And the middle continues to be a positive spot for Loyola Chicago as Meyer picks up another kill. Yet to make an error here, but the Ramblers really finding success in the middle when they're able to run it. Let's see, 4 kills tonight ready for Meyer.
Rosenthal out to the pin. It's Alakati Todd. Dig there by Oakley. And on the outside, Jake Reed. Starting to give Loyola some quality moments out there. One of 4 siblings. Brother Brendan plays at Pepperdine, and it is now a 3-point run for the Ramblers. Backside, Hakas down the line and in was the call. The Ramblers quickly turning to their head coach John Hawks and saying that they believed it was wide. Let's see if this replay tells the story. Hard to tell there. A little too much in the way of obstruction there from that viewpoint, but not enough evidence from the perspective of John Hawks to challenge. Tied at 4. Rosenthal the dig there, and it sailed across the net, and putting it straight down was Dean Meyer.
Dean Meyer.
Dean Meyer now up to 5 kills with no errors. Also has 3 blocks.
Meyer serving.
Loyola out-blocking Hawaii 6-4 here so far in this match. Last year, Hawaii 4th in the nation on the season in blocks. But some turnover here, without a doubt, for the Rainbow Warriors. There's G. Voss hanging and banging. Able to plug it through for another Hawaii point. But you talk about the loss of the reigning National Player of the Year in setter Jakob Tello, Demetrius Muklias, an All-American. And then you had some other strong contributors, Brett Sheward, your former starting libero who transferred to UC Irvine. His parents are in the house, by the way, still hanging out in the islands during the holidays. Philip Boomlair, Tua Moromoto, and of course, as you alluded to, now our own Kana'i Akana. And so a lot of experience no longer there on the roster, and Charlie Wade having to plug those vacancies with both newcomers and guys who have been waiting in the wings.
And a lot of those names that you mentioned, they may not have seen a lot of significant playing time, but the roles that they played on the bench, being the mature veteran players to help bring some of the younger players along, really was beneficial. So Hawaii having to find some of these other players to step up, not only on the court, but also being leaders to help direct this team.
Schobel on 2. Wasn't messing around. And Loyola by 2 here in the third.
Credit the Ramblers for coming out here fired up here in set number 3. The option play going up, keeping Hawaii honest whenever he's in the front row. Hawaii's now going to have to respect Schobel as an attacker when he's setting.
Parker Van Buren with the serve. Rosenthal out of system, sets up Todd. And that was Schobel again who got most of that block. So another little run here by the Ramblers. They've scored 3 straight, and Cole Schobel has been all over it.
And as you mentioned, Coach Hawk just described Schobel as a winner, somebody who knows how to win, has won a lot at the prep level. And those are the types of things that while you may have all these volleyball skills, do you have that ability to lead a team? And he believes Schobel has all of that.
Rosenthal high and away to Galloway. And Schobel again having to maneuver through traffic to get up to that ball, and he goes off the block and down. And so Cole Schobel doing a little bit of everything right now for Loyola. 4 straight points for the Ramblers. Timeout, Hawaii. By Long's drugs, the number is 513. That is UH middle blocker Guilherme Voss's career hitting percentage coming into this match, which is currently best in University of Hawaii history. That's bananas.
I mean, and he's played every year. So it's not like he played only 1 year or 2 years and had somewhat of a good season. He's been playing since a freshman.
Yes. Back row, Hawkes is stuffed. That time it was Jimmy Meinhardt doing the deed. And Loyola Chicago looking like a completely different squad here in set 3.
And this is going to be a good test for Hawaii right now. When pushed against the wall here and backed up, down by 5, how are they going to respond? And who's going to step it up for Hawaii?
5 straight points for the Ramblers. Rosenthal sets up Neusterer, pinballed around, and it'll be returned. Rosenthal goes outside, Galloway able to do the job. Just floating up there by the pin. And a much needed point there to end that 5-0 run.
And I just think we've gotten used to Chaz Galloway over the years, that sometimes his ability to just hang in the air is just somewhat normal to us now.
Yeah.
But what he does is simply incredible, how he's able to drift above the block.
And a good serve there by Todd. Forces the ace. Another one of the questions here going into the season. Who would assume that starting position on the opposite side? And Alaka'i Todd getting the call here and has played well tonight.
Yeah, very well. I mean, it's good to see someone who's been in the program for so long and paid his dues. Did a great job of helping to lead this team on the opposite position.
And Jake Reed getting the kill for the Ramblers.
And it's going back to Todd, it is a difficult position. When you look at Hawaii's success when they've had the players they had on that opposite position, a few All-Americans for the past few years. So it is not an easy road to step into.
And there's another option at the opposite. You saw in that ISO shot. Louis Sakanoko, who is a newcomer from Paris, France, just enrolled at the University of Hawaii at the end of the semester. There he is. Hit the ground running, quite literally, as he arrived on the Mānoa campus and then got in the practice gym.
Yeah, a lot of credit goes to Colton Cowell for helping find him. As great save by Rosenthal.
In the crowd, able to keep that rally alive. Now D-set, Van Buren, the tip shot, touched around and knuckled back over there by Neusterer. Over on 2 goes Schobel, and he's putting on a show.
And the momentum right now definitely with the Ramblers as we look to see head coach Charlie Wade making a substitution here, as looks like Keone Tim is going to be getting a crack here on the left side.
Well, you talk about a player who has impacted the match. Cole Schobel has completely changed things for Loyola Chicago. The joust up there, and then it hangs above the net, and it's cracked off the block and out by Meinhardt. Another point for Loyola Chicago. Hawaii led in this third set 3-2. Right now, it is 14-7. Ramblers have the Rainbow Warriors doubled up. Another chase down there on that pass. Ramblers with the advantage. Back row, it's Reed. The save by Choi. Here's Hawkins from behind the line. Hits it into the net. And the Ramblers get to 15 first. They've scored 5 in a row again and are in control. Welcome back. Let's take a look at the schedule here. The first stretch of the season for Hawaii. A couple of matches with Loyola Chicago. They'll do it again in a couple of nights, and then Emmanuel comes in for a series with Hawaii. And then they hit the road for New Fort Wayne, at Ball State. You see Stanford also on the schedule February 7th and 9th. What do you think about the layout here in 2024, Ryan?
But very similar to what we saw in years past, Hawaii opening here at home and then going and taking the show on the road to test the team early before they get into a very competitive Big West conference again. Long Beach State picked to win the conference. Preseason number 2, they will be challenged Santa Barbara. So a lot of people say they wish they saw a little bit more competition early on. Hawaii's conference is so strong that sometimes they need these other games to fine-tune things leading into conference.
As the serve goes into the net, Hawaii trying to regain some of the momentum that they had going into the timeout. Yeah, you got 3 Big West teams in the top 5 in the AVCA rankings. You have 5 in the top 20. And so the Big West, again, just expected to once again be a show. Here's Van Buren from behind the line. The tip shot. Pancake saved by Todd. Layout by Neusterer to keep it alive, but then nobody home on the easy put down by Cole Schobel.
Great save by Hawaii momentarily. A pancake dig by Todd showing that big man can play defense. And how about Neusterer also running in and getting involved there? I think part of his skin is still left on the Terraflex there.
Meanwhile, Cole Schobel here serving. The setter, he has 5 kills. Here's Hakas with his 13th put down of the match. The stat line for Cole Schobel: 5 kills, 7 assists, an ace, 3 digs, and 2 blocks.
Yeah.
And he entered the match late in set 2.
We're seeing some very good young setters here.
Including this guy. And how about that serve? Devastating. Hawaii within 4. Rosenthal with his second ace of the evening. It's a 6-2 Hawaii run. Back row, it's slapped over by Reed. One hand save, Rosenthal. Phim from behind the line. And Hawaii continuing to mount a comeback.
And that last hit, I think, shows the maturity of Keone Phim. This is an out-of-system play, a bang-bang play. You see, watch him here. He doesn't go for his full swing. He does a nice job of playing high and hitting hard. I tell you, last year he probably would have swung for the fence, maybe gotten the kill. That time they're picking up the neutral and just getting a kill either way.
Another good serve there by Rosenthal. High ball set, Van Buren saved there by Choi. Oh, that set a little off the mark, but it didn't matter. Speos Papakas knew what to do with it. Timeout, Loyola. Hawaii has scored 4 in a row. This deficit that at one time was 7 is down to 2. Welcome back. Well, Hawaii needed some energy. They trailed by 7 at one point here in this third set. And energy supplied by that guy, number 20, Keone Thim.
Yeah, Ron, you know, Keone Thim at times, I kind of describe him, he's like a poster child for Red Bull. Not that he needs it, but just brings so much energy and enthusiasm in his play.
Yet another NIL opportunity here for Keone Thim. Papakas goes off the block and out, but it hit the pin first. So Hawaii gets the point. They're within 1. They've scored 5 in a row. And all of a sudden, everything has changed here in the third.
Well, you know, got to give credit to Rosenthal, who's doing a nice job of keeping the pressure on from behind the service line. And for Loyola, they are getting stuck here in this rotation 1. Watch for this ball maybe to go outside of Van Buren here on the left to see if they can get out of this rotation.
Rosenthal, 16 serving 17. Middle set, the tip shot there by Meyer will be played back. Here's Papakas off the set from Choi. And we are all tied up.
Smart shot by Speos Papakas. You can see him kind of grinning and talking through the net a little bit to some of the Ramblers on the other side. But a smart play by Papakas. 3 blockers up, going off speed and tooling the block.
How has Hawaii done this here, Ryan? 6 straight points, and we start anew effectively here in the third.
Yeah, you know, some teams often get stuck in this rotation 1. It's not uncommon to see just because of the hitters hitting in different sides. But now you see the Ramblers in a 4-man passing pattern, and that's one of the things they did train Van Buren on the left so that he could be inserted like he is now.
Papakas blocked back. He'll get another crack at it. 3 blockers up for Hawaii. 2-hand save Thim. High ball set. Papakas does it again. Shakas for Papakas. 15 kills. Make it 16 as Hawaii takes the lead.
We said earlier, this is going to be an opportunity to see who would step it up for Hawaii. What players would kind of help to lead the charge back when they're pressed against the wall. And, of course, it's Speos Papakas, 16 kills for the senior.
And the run continues behind the service line for Rosenthal. Almost got another one down. Here's Van Buren. 3 blockers up. It goes off the block and in. It's a roof. Oh, the line judge called it in. Overruled by Dixon Chun.
And this will be interesting as we take a look at this replay here. It does look like it caught the line there, as Charlie Wade had already pulled the challenge card.
I mean, this is one of those situations where even if you're not sure if it was in, you should just challenge this, right?
The thing is, they actually showed the replay here in the arena. And so half the arena saw that it was in and tried to warn Charlie, like, no, don't do it. Take it back. Take it back. It was too late. It already was called. But we'll see what Wayne Lee calls. You never know. But it looks like this is in. I don't know. It's hard to say.
So the call again by the R1 Dixon Chun was out. The line judge, Kerwin Stenstrom, had signaled after a bit of a tantalizing move where it seemed like there was a little indecisiveness. He called in. Dixon Chun overruled it, and so Charlie Wade challenging, saying that should be a roof.
That angle looks like it was in. The earlier shot, the crowd actually were trying to encourage him that it was out, but this... This is where the training comes in, Wayne Lee.
That's right. You know what? I wouldn't blame him if this one takes a little longer than the previous few. All right. Say you're wearing your light blue shirt, Ryan.
It's in.
for Hawaii, and the run continues. They've scored 8 in a row, and they've done it with the freshman behind the service line. John Hawks getting the explanation. I mean, this third set has just been flipped on its side. Middle set. And it is Meyer finally ending the Hawaii run.
Not before Loyola Choi almost got that. He ran to the Loyola sideline, trying to play that. Gotta love the pursuit.
Career high 15 digs for Loyola Choi. Here's Colton Brooks coming in to serve, but he serves it into the net. 13 service errors for Loyola Chicago. Certainly an area that will be circled in the box score depending on how this thing concludes.
And the biggest difference soon now is that the crowd is involved. Hawaii has that swagger and momentum back, so let's see how Loyola responds now when pushed.
There's Hakas. Led the team in aces last year with 38. Ramblers out of system. Van Buren dug up by Hakas. So here's Rosenthal. High and away. Thim up on springs. Blasts it off the hands and out. Hawaii at 3, 21-18.
Jeremy Thim picking up his second kill. Again, another smart shot. Choosing to go high hands here. Keone Thim undersized but jumps out of the gym and uses that athleticism to tool the block.
Served there by Hakas. Great pass though outside. It's Reed ripping it. True freshman who won back-to-back all CIF Southern Section Division I first team honors at Newport Harbor High School. And one thing that John Hawks is known to do, previously spent 7 years as an assistant at UCLA, led the recruiting efforts, did the scheduling as well. He is known to bring in talent, and he does have a very talented freshman class here. Rosenthal, high ball to Thim. Oh, that was smoked.
And Keone, as he only does, is stare down, plays to the crowd. It was an impressive hit, but I think it was an even more impressive set. Rosenthal pulled off to his side, has to actually sidestep this. Looked like Jakob Tella out there. What a set by Rosenthal.
Keone Thim, meanwhile, 3 kills, no errors. G. Voss serves it long. Charlie Wade has been singing the praises of Keone Thim as well, saying he's put in so much time and work. And he says, hey, he is a guy who is of starting rotation quality. Just so happens that we also have Chaz Galloway out there.
Yeah, I have 2 All-Americans out there. So, but I think Keone's evolution has helped push the starters as well to up their game.
And that serve goes into the twine. And the service line, well, it's been an issue for the Ramblers, to say the least. High toss from Alaka Itag. What a serve! It's an ace! And that's his second ace of the match. And it is Aloha Paul! And this crowd of an announced 4,440 on a Wednesday, standing in unison. The Viking clap. Outside set, it's Reed. And this one is Powell. Hawaii takes it on opening night. Ekahi, Elua, Aloha to start 2024.
What a comeback by Hawaii, really showing their maturity for such a team that has so much young players and players that are still figuring things out. Hawaii able to ride behind the serve of Trent Rosenthal for that incredible run to come back, led by Speos Papakas, who ends the night with 16 kills, hitting 281, and a boost of energy from Keone Thim.
Yeah, Keone Thim providing the injection that Hawaii needed in that third frame. Speos Papakas just doing Speos Papakas things with his team high 16 kills. Eleu Choi needs a nod as well. Career high 15 digs. And Hawaii wins it in 3, coming back from a 7-point deficit in that third frame. And the freshman, 17-year-old Tread Rosenthal, he showed why he was such a highly touted recruit coming out of Miracosta High School. And he did not disappoint.
And when you think about it, I mean, anyone in that position, I mean, there's a lot of pressure. Not only are you coming in as your starting center, not only are you 17, oh yeah, the guy in front of you was a National Player of the Year. And so, you know, he, of course, had a lot of pressure under him and handled it so well tonight.
And then the guy behind you, who is the, 4-year starter at Lewis transferring in, he gets injured during the pregame warm-ups. And so you're even thinner at that position. Very little room for error there for Tread Rosenthal, but he came through, and this Hawaii team did the same. So we will send it over to Scott Robbs. He is with the winning coach, Charlie Wade.
Coach, congratulations. Opening match of the season. Pretty high-level volleyball. Your thoughts on the way your team played?
Well, offensively, it's still a little rough. Our setter's a work in progress, let's say. But you got to love the kid coming out. I think he served 20-something times without an error. He literally has only been jump serving for like the 4 months that he's been here. So really proud of him. He steadied out. Like I said, it was a little rough early on, but how about this crowd coming out here on a Wednesday night? Just unbelievable. So appreciative to everybody come out. And I'm telling you, guys got to come out and watch this team. There are a lot of people. Keone Thim coming in off the bench, played great. Speos Papakas is, another National Player of the Year candidate. So really a lot of fun, and appreciate the fans. I really think the crowd kept us in that third set and helped us get the victory.
Another guy in his position is kind of unsung that I thought really played well for you tonight was Eleu.
Eleu was spectacular. I don't know what he ended up with. I thought it was like 13 digs after 2 sets. Look, if you get 3 a set, you're going to lead the country, and he was more than doubling that. Really impressive. I've been saying it for the last couple of years. The kid's really good, and for a local kid like that to get his opportunity and come out here on opening night and put on a show, it was awesome. You guys got to come out and see this.
By the way, 15 digs for Eleu, so nice. 5 digs a set.
That'll get it done. Yeah, for sure.
What are some of the things you'd like to see cleaned up before Friday?
Well, the location wasn't great, you know what I'm saying? And then the connection with the middle and the BIC wasn't great. It's been a lot better at practice. We hit with tread setting, we were hitting like 370, 380 through the whole fall, and we were well under that tonight. Someone's probably nerves and whatever. So, like I said, I can be patient with, because I think that's ultimately fixable. And just proud of the kid coming out here and battling and getting us a win.
Coach, congratulations.
All right, man. Thank you, guys. Aloha.
All right, thanks a lot, Scott. Bank of Hawaii presents the players of the match. Cole Schobel coming off the bench for Loyola, and he filled the stat sheet admirably with 9 assists, 5 kills. 5 kills as the setter, by the way. 3 digs and 2 blocks, and Eleu Choi was all over the place. 15 digs and 5 assists. So, Ryan, I'll give you the last say here. Hawaii now improving to 13-2 under Charlie Wade in season openers. They are now 96-8 in this arena since the beginning of the 2015 season. New faces, a new feel to this team, but a similar result here at least on opening night.
Yeah, and you can hear from the coach high expectations from him. I mean, this is again a team that has made it to the last 4 national championship matches, and so the bar is set very high. But I think that when you consider the amount of new pieces and players that have been plotted into this starting lineup combined with some of these veterans, this is a team that is a work in progress, but there are a lot of great pieces to be excited about, and it's scary to think where this team is going to be come April, May, because this is our team that already looks very good.
Yeah, work in progress for sure, but a work in progress that just swept the number 10 team in the country to start this season. All right, don't forget about the post-game show. The Corner Crew will break things down for you. But for now, for Ryan Kalesuji, who I will wish an early happy birthday to, he's heading out, so he's not going to be here on Friday. Enjoy your birthday celebration, my man. I'm Kanoa Leahy. Until next time, everybody, we bid you aloha from Mānoa.
Hawaii and Loyola Chicago, night number 1. We start off with the Ramblers All-American outside hitter Van Buren, who came in as one of the top opposites in the country. He led the way with 9 kills, but hit under 100. How about for Hawaii? The Farrington grad, Ileu Choi, getting the start at libero, and he responded big time, diving all over the floor. A career-high 15 digs. As Speos Papakas, the leader this year of this Rainbow team, he led Hawaii with 16 kills on the night, hit 281 from that left side position. And then Hawaii trailing big in the third set. They called in Keone Thim, and Thim answered with authority, pounding the ball at the net from behind the service line as Thim helped will Hawaii in that third. And then, of course, Tread Rosenthal, the 17-year-old freshman replacing the National Player of the Year. Rosenthal, very effective behind the service line, was able also to dish out 32 assists, had a long scoring run serving in that third set as Hawaii overcame a large deficit in the third and completed the sweep here on opening night.
From Spectrum Sports, it's the Hawaii Honda Dealers post-game show.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for sticking around. Scott James Kana'i, another good start to a new season for the Rainbow Warriors as they disposed the Ramblers in 3 to start the year 1-0. And I just want to get your guys' thoughts overall on what you saw out there and your thoughts overall on Hawaii's performance.
Yep, so overall, I think Hawaii played with a lot of confidence. Coming out of that first set was a little bit shaky, a little bit up and down, but ever since that first set, we saw a lot of, or especially in that second set, a lot of confidence. And then before the game, right, we talked about that serve and pass game and how important that was. Hawaii clearly won that all 3 sets, serving in at 93% and passing over a 90% reception rate. That's why they did so well tonight.
But hasn't that been really the key Hawaii's played in the last 4 national championship matches? The serving has been their trademark.
It really has, and Charlie always says that when you serve in 90% inbounds, you're usually winning that game, and they did a fantastic job. And hats off to Tread. In that third set, he was back there. He served 8 times in a row to bring Hawaii back from a 5-point deficit. A lot of special talent in this kid right here, and I'm excited to see him grow as he is. And I think for Hawaii in general, we saw a lot of really good pieces. They're definitely not playing their best volleyball, which is what's super exciting. There's still some connection to be found with all the hitters, but the defense from both sides tonight, I think, was electric and exciting. And Hawaii has a lot of really good pieces to work with.
Let's stick with Trent Rosenthal as we look at some of his highlights, because as he goes, Hawaii will go this year, right? His very first match. He's supposed to be a senior in high school, graduated early. Charlie mentioned some location errors and mistakes and things like that, and and playing in such a big stage. But for your very first match with so much pressure on your shoulders, replacing Jakob, I thought he did well.
Yeah, absolutely. Having 21 serves with no service errors, that's hard for anyone to do, right? And to be only 17, you should be in high school, and you're doing that out here in one of the biggest stages, if not the biggest stage in the nation. That's incredible.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, to come in and fill in the shoes of Jakob Tella, who's dominated the NCAA the past 2 to 3 years, it says a lot about his character and all the hard work that he's put in to get to this point. Tread's a special kid, and I think that's why he's already practicing with the junior national team. I think that's why he's been in the USA.
He's starting
with that. He's on a really good track, and Hawaii's very lucky to have a player like him. And for him to choose to take his senior year off, where it's also a very special moment to, graduate with everyone that you grew up with, all your high school friends, to take the opportunity away from that to come to, again, a very special place and play in the Simplify Stan Sheriff Arena. And maybe a little bit nervous tonight. I think we're going to see a lot better night from him on Friday. But he's phenomenal. It's very exciting. I'm very excited to watch him play this season.
Kana'i, I thought that third set was a real indication of what this program is about, because I think a lot of teams, when they were down by so many in that third, they're up 2 sets to none, they could have easily just said, we give this one up, we'll get them in the fourth. But that's not the mentality.
Not at all. I think that's a testament to how much this means to not only the players, but also the fans of Hawaii, right? We can feel that Mānoa, that intensity, that these fans are rooting for Hawaii, right? So even when you're down 17 to 12 and most teams would just call it quits and say, okay, let's get them next set, right? These players have something bigger than themselves, bigger than the team to play for. They're playing for the entire state out there.
And what about Ileu? Ileu Choi, he looked like a Hoover vacuum cleaner out there. He was picking everything up.
He was, and to have a season high in the second set, had 13 digs, finished with 17 digs. And the special thing with Ileu is, even if it's a ball that no one would ever think about going for, like the one off the block touch that ended up on the Ramblers service line, he chased that one down from right back. He is playing phenomenal. And again, we all know, especially me and Kanai, the amount of work that Ileu puts in that goes unseen is incredible. I've seen him jog 3 miles to the gym at 6 in the morning to get an extra workout in before a 3-hour practice, and then after practice, we'll go in the gym, get his own workout in, and then go and live with the team later on. He's a really special kid, and it just speaks about the love and heart, and he grew up around the sport. His dad, Barney Choi, has been coaching for 30 years. He's always by his side. He just loves this sport, and I think he's super excited to have had this opportunity, and he embraced it. He really did. It was so electrifying. And again, the interview favorite for me from last season. So he's incredible.
Hawaii Ileu, the Rainbow Warriors, they come out victorious here in the opening match of the 2024 season. But don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we're going to have a special guest in the corner.
Welcome back to the Hawaii Honda Dealers post-game show.
And welcome back to the corner here at Simplify Arena at Stan Sheriff Center. Hawaii wins in 3 over number 10 Loyola Chicago in the season opener. Behind the guy next to my left, Speos Papakas, 16 kills to lead the way. And you're like the old guy now. You're the veteran. You're the leader of this team. How did it feel to be out there this year with so many new faces, or at least tonight?
Yeah, I have embraced that. I've embraced that role of being, kind of the kupuna of the team.
That's true.
I've learned a lot from guys like Jakob last year, guys like Fito, Philip Humler that we're here. They pass down a lot of knowledge. So I think that I like it. I think you can tell that I'm having fun. I enjoy playing, and I think that I like that we have a fresh team.
Speos, can you talk a little bit about, there's a lot of new players, new faces out there on the court. Can you talk a little bit about how this offseason has been so far and sort of developing that connection with those players and the overall chemistry?
Yeah, I've said that before, but it kind of reminds me of my freshman year, my second year, where we lost guys like Rado, Colton, Pat, and Gage, and James. So you kind of have to not rebuild, but reorganize and regroup in order to do what you gotta do best. But we had a lot of good chances in preseason. We traveled a lot. We went to Japan, we went to California. So that experience, I think, got us together. We stuck together, and I think that you can see that on the court.
Your serve this season, even for first game, we're seeing a lot more heat behind it. Talk to us a little bit about what it was like training with the national team back home, experiencing the travel and playing internationally, and kind of how that's helped elevate your game coming into this season as well.
Yeah, that summer was a little humbling. We played against France, and I was serving like 70, 75 miles an hour, and then you had Grebenikov just passing the ball like it's a 30-mile-an-hour float. So that made me, really get after it and work on my serve. So I think that it can get better always with more practice, but I think I'm on a good way.
You mentioned you're the kapuna of the team. Now, does this feel like your team? Do you kind of take this team and put them on your shoulders?
It's not my team, but I can guarantee that, I'll do my best every night to, if I have to, carry the team on my shoulders. But I feel like it's a collective process and a collective effort.
And also with a new setter, he's even taller than Jakob. How much did you work with Thread during the offseason and practice to get that connection down?
Yeah, man, Thread is impressive. For a 17-year-old to come in college, get his start, fight for his position is really impressive. I'm really proud of him. He's been working very hard, especially that preseason. We've talked a lot, about his role in the team. He has some big shoes to fill in the place of Jakob Telle, but I think he's doing a great job, and he has a lot more to show.
Last start, first game in Hawaii. What's it feel like knowing that this is your senior year, and what's your thought process kind of going into the season? I think a lot of us know the answer, but it's always nice to hear it.
Yeah, pretty crazy. I was thinking about myself 3 years ago when I was looking in the future, and I was like, okay, we'll get there one day, and now I'm here. So the goal for this year is to go as far as possible. We all have the same goal in mind, only one goal. You know what that is, and we're getting after it.
All right, go ahead. Good night. Go ahead.
Okay, last question. Speos, can you talk a little bit about the passing connection from sort of a unit sort of perspective where it's you, now Aleu, and whether it's Chaz or Keone, and sort of how Aleu's embraced that new role and stepping in for Brett Stewart and how he's done.
Yeah, Aleu's a guy that works really, really hard, whether it's on weights, whether it's on practice, goes there early, get reps every day. So I think that he's doing great. Game by game, he'll be getting more comfortable with his position. And I think that although we had some aces today, we're gonna be good. We're gonna be fine.
I got to ask you, you and Demi were such good friends a year ago. He's gone now.
Yeah.
How much do you guys still keep in touch? And what's he up to now? So people probably wondering, where's he playing at?
Pretty often, we talk a lot. We just talked the other day for New Year's. He's doing great. He's in Germany. He plays there. He's having a great time. I know his girlfriend's there too. So I know they're having a great time. Yeah.
And one last thing, I'm sure you have some family or friends back in Greece, probably checking this out in Greek. Want to give them a shout out?
Νομίζω η μόνη που βλέπει τώρα είναι η μαμά μου. Μαμά, σ' αγαπάω. Είναι ξύπνια στις 7 το πρωί. Και ευχαριστώ.
All right, James, your Greek translate.
Said the other one that's probably awake watching right now at 7 in the morning is his mom, and that he loves her and so grateful for like all the see, now I'm forgetting my English.
Support.
All the support. All the support
I'll translate.
that he's getting from
English is both your second languages. Spiros, outstanding job, continued success. I'm sure we'll see you back here in the corner sometime this season.
Mahalo.
Spiros Papakas and the Rainbow Warriors with the win on opening night in 3 over Loyola Chicago. We'll take a break, come back and have more from the corner.
Welcome back to the Hawaii Honda Dealers post-game show.
All right, there you see him getting the floor ready for women's basketball tomorrow. But here tonight, it was men's volleyball. There you see the final numbers. Hawaii now hitting Loyola 256 to 213. You see all the other numbers, guys. What number stands out the most to you first, Kanai?
To me, it's the digs. I mean, we always talk about, the hitting percentage first, but to me, it's the digs, right? The level of defense tonight was really enjoyable to watch, right? Long, extended rallies in the men's game, it's usually pass, set, kill, right? And we saw these rallies where it was 2, 3 tries. It was really fun to watch. So for me, it was the digs.
How about for you, James?
The obvious one is the service to aces ratio. Loyola gave up way too many serving runs, 14 missed serves. That's almost giving away half a set. And a lot of those did come late in the set where it was close. And Hawaii did a fantastic job. They had 6 aces with only 5 errors. Even a little bit more than a 1-to-1 ratio is fantastic. It just speaks to how much they really work on. And me and Kanai know how much Charlie really pushes on serving inbounds at 90%, the whole hand-on-ball contact. They're doing a phenomenal job. And to think that a lot of these are new starters, to serve inbounds at 92% on your first home game opener says a lot.
All right, let's take a look at the upcoming schedule. Back at it on Friday. We'll have it for you beginning at 6:30 with Game On, presented by Bank of Hawaii, and Loyola Chicago. Next week, again, another Wednesday, Friday matchup with Emmanuel before Hawaii will hit the road for a trip to the Midwest before coming back home on February 2nd to host Tusculum, the Pioneers of Tusculum. All righty, guys. Your overall thoughts on night number 1 and heading into Friday? Obviously both sides are going to have to make some adjustments. What do you see Hawaii needing to improve on most?
The first thing that comes to my mind is, Tread did a great job running a great offense tonight. I think he could be establishing the middle, especially as the pass comes off the net a little bit more, right? And that comes with trust, that comes with the amount of game reps that you get. So we're going to see him sort of setting that middle in different awkward situations a little bit more as the season progresses, and hopefully more on Friday.
I think the passing a little bit. They didn't give up too many aces, but I think being in the system a little bit more is going to help Hawaii on Friday night. But I also expect Loyola, second night, every team that comes to Hawaii usually plays much better. A lot of service errors. They're going to be a little bit more comfortable in Simplify Stan Sheriff Arena, a little bit more comfortable with the crowd and the energy that the fans out here bring. I think it's going to be a fairly better matchup, but I do also see Hawaii elevating their game as well.
Now, there was one concerning incident that happened actually before the match began. That was Kevin Calling, the center that transferred from Lewis, the second team All-American a year ago. injured his ankle pretty severely. We haven't gotten any word officially from doctors or anybody from UH, but I know Speos said the team and the rest of the players are pretty concerned about his health status. I mean, this guy was a second-team All-American. Rosenthal's only a freshman. You know there are going to be times where they're going to need him.
There is going to be times, and it's so unfortunate that this also happens on the home opener. The lucky thing is there's a lot of the season to come through, and we hope and we wish him a very speedy recovery, and that's nothing too serious. But again, Kevin, I've talked to him a lot this season and the semester while he's been out here, just seeing how he's been acclimating to a new environment, coming from the Midwest to the middle of the Pacific Ocean. He's an awesome leader. He's a really good character, and he's an incredibly hard worker. So I know that his emotions right now tonight are probably going to be pretty intense. And this team does need Kevin.
Absolutely.
They do need him, whether it's on that A side of practice or the B side of practice. He is a second-team All-American. He's a fantastic player. Unfortunately, we didn't really get to see him tonight, and we wish him a very speedy recovery.
Yeah. I mean, James, you spoke a little bit on it. The outside of just the on-the-court presence, actually setting the ball, he's a great leader, right? And he leads by example through his work ethic, right? He does the extra reps, he runs the extra mile, all of that. So it's a big loss for Hawaii, whether he's on the court or off the court.
Well, I think one thing we know by now, Hawaii doesn't rebuild, they just reload. And we saw it again here tonight against a very quality opponent in Loyola Chicago. They'll be back at it again on Friday. Once again, 6:30 our coverage begins. Well, now wrap it up here for the new season and the new year of Warrior Ball 2024. Special thanks, as always, to our very outstanding, talented, and extremely hardworking Spectrum Sports crew. And for my broadcast partners, Kana'i and James, I'm Scott. Until next time, we bid you aloha and a good evening from Simplify Arena at Stan Sheriff Center in Mānoa.